It's 11:17. We're doing a Tobin video. What are the odds?
True.
Even though her new number is 77, but it's all in the sevens. Lucky sevens, right? Okay.
So, but, this isn't exactly the happiest of Tobin videos.
Yeah, I was going to do a sad intro, but...
We want to keep it positive, I guess,
Yeah.
But we want to keep it positive. Well, first of all, how's it going, everyone? Sara here.
Good.
Timestamps down below, but this is going to be a Tobin video. Tobin she officially had surgery. We're going to get into that. So we're going to talk about it in a second. But when I first saw this, it's almost like, we talk about this a lot. We're going to talk about it in this video, but that scary aspect of an end of an era is seeming closer and closer and closer.
Don't say it.
I know.
Don't even think it.
Because Serena Williams just retired this month after the US Open. I don't know if you've seen this, Sara, but Rodger Federer just officially retired as well.
Whoa.
The end of an era of a lot of sporting people, and obviously the ones in soccer, a couple over in the English squad have retired, and but that's kind of the first thing I almost think of when I see these things. And I don't want to think that because there's no reason to think that, but it's just kind of like Sue Bird retired.
That's true.
But I mean, I guess, and that I don't want that to necessarily be the direction of our video today, but that's honestly the first thing I thought of kind of when I saw this picture was, the end of an era is soon. But what are we going to do? I guess we'll look at the picture first. Tobin posted 2 days ago. She posted a picture of her in a hospital bed, and she said,
no one said it would be easy.
Yeah. And we see her there because, she's playing for OL Reign this year. We haven't really seen her much. The last time we actually saw her out on the field, even like warming up, was a month and a half ago.
Really?
Yeah, like that's the last time we saw her. And then she hadn't been on the sub list. She hadn't been in the training photos. So a lot of people were like, where's Tobin? What's going on? Why isn't there like an announcement of her injury? Mm-hmm. And why is everything seemingly so like tight-lipped? Which is okay, but it's kind of like we want to know. A lot of her fans want to know.
Of course, yeah.
So a lot of people are like, where has she been? We want to see her. I'm sure the fans who go out to the OL Reign games want to see her, but they know that's just the way it goes. But there wasn't really an announcement about anything, which I did think was a little weird. But we never even talked about this. But Tobin had an amazing goal against Angel City about a month and a half ago, 2 months ago.
Oh, yeah.
You remember that goal?
Where she threw up the 2-3?
Where she threw up the 2-3. It was the game winner, it was the game winner in the 89th minute for OL Reign in Los Angeles at Angel City. And that was the winner. I mean, those were like the moments you live for as a professional athlete.
Oh, of course, yeah.
And then she put up the 2-3, and everyone saw that. And I mean, everyone loved it. But we remember seeing that. I'm not sure if she had any more appearances from there. That's the only goal she scored this season. I think she had like 5 appearances, and then we get the picture today or 2 days ago that she officially had surgery. So a lot of people were like, well, it seemed out of the blue for a lot of people. And then I saw this quote on Twitter.
Reached out to OL Reign for some further info on Tobin Heath's surgery, and this is all I was told. Tobin had a successful minor routine surgery on her knee and is on the mend. We look forward to having Tobin back on the field in the near future.
Okay, so that's the only information I've been able to kind of come across about exactly where she stands, and also what kind of knee surgery it was, how major or minor it was. Because after she had the surgery, a lot of times clubs will put their players on like the season-ending injury list saying that's it. Hello, this is Sara, and I am editing this video. And in the video, Sara and I talk about that Tobin had not been put on the season-ending injury list, but just 14 hours ago, she officially was. And before we had recorded this video, they officially did not put her on the season-ending injury list, but now they officially did. So that is it for her for playing for OL Reign this season. But there was a statement that talked about, although she's not going to be playing, she is still going to be there in a leadership and in regards to experience being around the club in general. There was a quote that said, Laura Harvey spoke on how Tobin Heath's experience and veteran leadership has been incredibly beneficial to OL Reign. While she will complete her initial rehab somewhere else, they hope to have her back with the team this season for what she brings off the field. So it sounds like she's still going to be around. Hopefully she's still going to be around the group after she has completed her initial recovery, not in a playing capacity, but being there with the team. There was some more quotes just talked about. I think that experience and knowledge and understanding required in the locker room, around games, even on the bench, because Tobin has played for a high level for so long. I think that impact has been huge, and the plan for her is to come back. But I think initially she'll be doing her initial post-surgery stuff away from the team. But then when we can get her back closer around so it kind of sounds like that they're hoping to have her back around the team after her initial. So she's, but that's it. She is done officially at OL Reign this season. We will see where she goes next season. But then Sarah and I are going to start talking about maybe what's going to happen next year. But it's official. She won't be playing at all this season. Pretty bummed, especially for her teammates, and the fans. But if you go also in the comment section of that post, one person who left a comment was Ashlyn Harris. She says, "Twins, love you." And I'm not exactly sure what exactly the surgery entailed. So Ashlyn recently had surgery on her knee. But if you look at all the people commenting,
showing her a lot of love,
so much love. Allie Krieger, Beth Mead, Pino, Rose Lavelle, Sophia Horta. I love seeing the Arsenal players kind of filtered in there with like her Arsenal, with like the OL Reign players, with the national team players, with like everyone. So a lot of people are sending her a lot of love, and hopefully, like everyone's saying, a speedy recovery. But it's so hard to see that, because someone else left us a comment on our video after Tobin and Christen kind of had their Espys moment. We haven't really seen much of either of them much, but we haven't seen a lot of them, either together, or they haven't really been posting anything, because Christen had the ACL tear, had her injury. And then actually someone put a side by side of the post pictures of both Christen and Tobin, where they're both like thumbs up.
Aww,
yeah.
Cute.
And then Christen was just inducted into the Stanford Hall of Fame, and
very cool.
That's very cool. And Tobin wasn't there, but I don't exactly know when Tobin had the surgery if she would have been able to go to that ceremony or not. But it didn't look like Tobin was there. So I mean, they've been pretty low key, I would say, over the
probably because they're surgery based.
Yeah,
they're getting knee surgeries,
I know,
or whatnot. So, but hey, they can take care of each other.
Yes, exactly. Because a lot of people also are saying, even if retirement is coming up, in the next year, in the next whatever, a lot of people still think her time at OL Reign was never meant to be long term. It was to get her out of the Louisville contract, go to OL Reign, get some playing time, and then her ultimate goal, I still think, is going to LA, to still go to Angel City. Yeah. I think maybe a lot of people are saying maybe one season at Angel City, and then maybe retirement.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
Yeah. I think she's definitely not done playing, but I think she still wants to get to Angel City. Christen still has years and years to play for Angel City, and I still think Tobin wants to play for Angel City, and I think Laura Harvey knows that, and I think that's kind of like the short/long-term goal, is to just get her to Angel City.
Yeah, we can make this happen.
So we saw that. And because one of our last videos we talked about as well is Tobin Heath done with the national team. I mean, the more like things come out, the more I'm thinking it seems like her and Christen are more and more done.
I mean, it's sad. It sucks because we love seeing them with the team, and we love seeing them play and stuff.
And then someone actually just left us this comment about what they thought. I just wanted to read it because I thought it sounded very realistic.
Tobin is done with the national team, in my opinion. She barely played 18 games with Arsenal and barely played any real minutes with OL Reign before getting injured again. There's way too many healthy, young players who want Tobin's position for her to return. I don't think Christen Press will return either, because there's clearly a personal issue going on.
Yeah, and I've seen that a lot. I've seen a lot of people say they think that they might be done. And kind of talking about the U.S. national team, we'll get back to Christen Tobin in a second, but they just announced that they are announced 2 more games, one against Germany, and they're going to be playing Spain in Europe. So they
they just
announced those games, and if these 3 games I think either it could go good or it could go bad. A lot of people in our comments also said, don't underestimate don't look at the United States as an underdog, because you're kidding yourself if they're a complete underdog. A lot of things can happen in these 3 games, but I think some people who think that Tobin and Christen were done wrong by like Vlatko and things, it's almost like they're not really invested in the U.S. national team like they once were. So just as a fan,
I know it's so different from what it was, back in the day.
Yeah, I think a lot of people just can't get behind Vlatko. And we've talked about that a lot. And a lot, it's, but these 3 games will prove almost everything he has to show in the last 2 years, these 3 games coming up. So, and they just announced their new kits. I'm not the biggest fan of them.
Yeah, there's something weird going on with the white one. Something with
it's
the
like a
neck.
Triangle, yeah. What did
you
guys
bow
think?
tie.
And then I actually really like the Olympic kits, the ones that they premiered for the Olympics. I still really like those. Some people don't. I still really like them. But I mean, speedy recovery to Tobin. That's pretty much the video. It probably won't be too long. What did everyone think? What did everyone think when they saw that Tobin had surgery? I think a lot of people knew it was coming, so it wasn't surprising to a lot of people. Do you take that as you think it's going to be sooner rather than later that a retirement is coming?
If y'all see Tobin, give her some healing hands.
Oh, yeah.
Remember? Healing hands.
We need healing hands. We have videos on it if you want.
I'm sending out some healing hands right now. They're in the air. Woo!
But Christen, it looks like she's recovering from her ACL. She went to the awards. She went to the Hall of Fame induction in California, or Northern California. So she's still so pumped to play for Angel City. But if Tobin and Christen next year can get on Angel City for a season or 2, you can't beat that.
And I'm sorry, it's not cute to be injured, but it's kind of cute that Tobin was taking care of Christen when she got surgery, I assume. Yeah. And now she can reciprocate. And
very cute.
Christen can take care of Tobin.
I know. That's why it's like,
love it.
It's
but
like,
hate it too,
I know, good and bad. What does everyone think? Questions, comments down below. Have a great night. Talk to you later.
Bye.